style instead of the avoidant.
Yeah.
They ain't like, I don't care, whatever, right? They have a feeling of unworthiness. See, we don't have this unworthiness feeling.
I know.
We have this
Men are bold.
feeling
They feel like they deserve the world.
B's ain't S.
Right.
M-O-B or whatever, all these different words. Like, man, I don't care about these, I'm finna get this money and forget these females.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Mm-hmm. But with women, they feel unworthy, just like Jada did. She literally was gonna title her book Unloved. And she literally said in the beginning of her book, she literally said she felt unworthy. Mm-hmm. And the book is called Worthy.
Yeah.
Because she felt unworthy.
Yes.
It's a positive connotation instead of a negative connotation.
Mm-hmm.
So her whole book was about feeling unworthy because her dad left and then her mom actually got with another dude and they got married. He says he wants to be her father and does all the fatherly things. He leaves. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, Tupac dies and she feels like, because when a woman feels unworthy, even if somebody dies, you feel like they died and it's because of you. Mm-hmm. She literally feels like she has something to do with him dying. Mm-hmm. One, she feel like she didn't hold him back from the street.
Right, she didn't save him.
She didn't save him.
Exactly.
That savior complex or whatever. So it's like every time somebody abandons you as a woman, it's always your fault. Mm-hmm. So now you feel even more unworthy.
Mm-hmm. So how does that manifest in the marriage?
In the marriage, if it ever makes it that way, because a lot of women self-sabotage relationships. But in a marriage, she can literally start giving her all with this hope that he never leaves. Even after he puts a ring on her finger, in the back of her mind, she still feels unworthy. So she cooks, cleans, does all this other stuff, right? And the guy, usually with the anxious attachment style, she gets with an avoidant attachment style. So the avoidant husband just comes home, thinks that's all he has to do in the household, doesn't take care of the kids, isn't emotionally aware of what she needs, isn't emotionally available to her needs, and he just sits down and looks at ESPN and plays with his phone while she gives her all, right? Because that's what a lot of women want to do and say, I gave my all in a relationship, right? But the problem is, with an anxious attachment style, she never gives her all to herself. Mm-hmm. Which is therapy, which is going to the gym, because you have a baby, like you had a baby, right?
Sure did.
And congratulations to you, and you look amazing.
Thank you.
Because you got back in the gym, right?
Absolutely.
That's what I'm saying.
I hired a coach.
There you go. You hired a coach because you love yourself.
Yes.
See, so the thing about it is, a woman that truly feels worthy of love, a woman that truly feels like she loves herself, is going to pour into herself, because we men pour into ourselves. Mm-hmm. We don't run around pouring into women. Unless you're, a screwed up person like, Will Smith.
No, healthy men pour into their wives and their relationships. Mm-hmm. You're saying that men generally don't, even ones who have healthy attachment styles, who are happy in their marriage, they still don't pour into their relationship, pour into their wives?
Well, if you have a dysfunctional attachment style, you're going to do everything dysfunctional.
Okay.
And somebody actually said in one of my comments when I talked about, because I believe it's 4 different relationships that people have to pay attention to, and we can get into that later, but it's your relationship with God, your relationship with yourself, your relationship with your childhood trauma and your parents, and your perception of everything, and then your relationship with another person, a romantic relationship. So the romantic relationship comes fourth, you know what I'm saying? So overall, Will Smith was the anxious attachment style, and Jada Pinkett was actually avoidant attachment style, just as an example.
Understood.
And people with those attachment styles, they're never going to be happy with it themselves, because they're always looking at the other person to either like make me happy or why don't you love me?
Got it. Understood. So let's get on to the mistakes that women are making on the dating scene, right? Is there a number one biggest mistake that we're making?
Yes. And it goes back to what I said. Feeling like the man isn't going to stick around. In my opinion, because I'm not a woman, so it's an opinion. In my opinion, I don't think women feel like the man that she's dating is going to stick around. She doesn't feel like the man that she's dating is going to marry her. And I think that's the reason why so many women want a man to take her out to the best restaurant, buy her something, do something extravagant for her, because in the back of her mind, or have a baby with him, because in the back of her mind, she feels like, and I'm not a woman, I'm just looking at from what I've seen, it seems like she feels like this ain't gonna last anyway. I know he's gonna leave, he's gonna cheat, he's gonna do this. So let me get the best or the most out of this at the earliest I can. And then when things fall apart, I won't be so mad.
So I disagree. And I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
I think that, especially the women we see on social media, first of all, a lot of those videos that go viral are not a fair representation of women. But nonetheless, that's the attitude. Those are things that we're seeing. So we're gonna rock with that. I think that these women are so demanding of this great experience. They want trips. They want high-end restaurants. Not because they think, let me squeeze whatever I can get out of a guy in this moment because he'll leave anyway. I think it has more to do with I want him to prove that he really likes me, that he's really into me, because once I give up the cookie, it's over, right? Now my numbers are adding up. Now there's the body count. And so if I'm going to risk my body, right? If I'm going to risk my body, if I'm going to be spending time that y'all say that we don't have, right? Our value decreases as we get older. We're not as beautiful. Our titties ain't sitting up like how it used to be, right? So if we're not as valuable as we get older, we have to be very particular, or we should be very particular about who we date. So before I even extend myself to you in my time that's so limited, you have to prove to me that you're really into me. And the way that those women are proving it is by spending money.
Can I cuss?
I think so.
That's some bullshit.
All right.